May you please introduce yourself to me, sir?
I'm Prof Burger. I'm the head of the School of Journalism and Media Studies at Rhodes University in South Africa.
Well, Prof, with your experience in journalism and communications, I would like you to tell me a little bit about citizen journalism.
Well, the idea of citizen journalism comes mainly from America, and it's the idea that private people can do journalism. Now, they say that is possible in America because people there have more access to the internet, and they can blog, and they can contribute photographs to the mainstream media. So when you come to Africa and you're talking citizen journalists, first, many journalists are not citizens. Some are just not independent, they are just employees of government media. Other ones, they're just people in the society, but they have no rights. Maybe they are refugees, maybe they're even national people, but they have no rights. So how can you talk of citizens?
So shall we call them citizen reporters?
Well, to be a citizen is to have a consciousness to be a citizen. So even maybe you're a young person, 16 years old, you may not vote, but you can have the consciousness of a citizen. To be a citizen is to have rights and some responsibilities. So you take citizenship and you take journalism, you put them together like that. And then you give people some tools. But in Africa, many people still need to understand citizenship more, because citizenship is a concept of democracy, and that is something new for many countries in Africa. And journalism, we also have to understand journalism. So what we want to try and do, I think, in Africa is try and get many ordinary people to learn citizenship and to learn journalism. Even in your media, there's many people, they call themselves journalists, but they need to learn citizenship, they also need to learn journalism.
Prof, the theme of this program is prevention, conflict prevention in the multimedia age. In your view and with your experience, to what extent do you think multimedia or new media can really stem conflict on the continent?
I think at this stage it is not widespread enough to really make a very big difference. But if you look at what's happened to cell phones, it's changed. So 3 years ago it was hard to find a camera with a phone. Today most phones have got cameras. Now if you're talking in maybe 3 years time, to have video on cell phones will be very common. People will be doing it with their children, they'll do it at a funeral, they'll do it with the question of a wedding, and they'll do it for journalism also. So then video, it will be peer-to-peer, not going through the broadcast, not going through the mainstream, but somebody, you will receive a video, a call for help or a warning of some conflict, and you will pass that video peer-to-peer because it will be cheap for you. Just like sending an SMS, you will send that video, and then it will make a difference. This Highway Africa, it began as a small conference, 60 people. Now it's 500 people from the media in many countries, 45 countries in Africa. So 13 years we have been doing this conference. Every year it continues to grow. But it takes a lot of support. We get some support from MTN, some from the government, some from Absa Bank, some from foundations. So the more successful we are, the more funds we have to find, because more people want to come and join. But I think it is sustainable. People know African journalists are very important people. African bloggers are very important communicators. We need to bring them in one place. They can exchange experience, train each other, call for press freedom, promote access to cheap telecoms in their countries. These are the things that Highway Africa does.
Thank you, Prof. We hope you have a serious collaboration at Voices of Africa Media Foundation in future.
I hope so also. The Voices of Africa has been at Highway Africa telling other African journalists what is happening. So we need to keep that also.